The stimulus checks are coming.
What's up, you guys? Drew Romeo here with Freedom Nation, and here we're going to talk about all things stimulus checks because that's really all that matters right now currently. I mean, besides all the presidency stuff, we know it's coming on January 20th. President-elect Joe Biden will be signed in as president. So $1.9 trillion. That, my friends, is a lot of money, and that is exactly what President-elect Joe Biden is proposing. And believe it or not, I think it might actually go through because he's gonna be signed in as president come Wednesday. We're gonna talk about all things stimulus checks, when you're gonna get it, if you haven't received it yet, what you can do at this point, and a third stimulus check for $2,000. You don't wanna miss one bit of this video. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? My name is Drew Romeo with Freedom Nation, and we talk about all things about taking control of your personal finance so that way you can create another source of income, whether that be becoming an entrepreneur, having a side hustle, or some type of other source of income for you. And we're gonna share all of this here on this channel. But today, we're gonna talk about what really matters right now, and that's for those of you guys who are really in need of that stimulus check. We're gonna talk about dates and when you can expect to receive them. To get everybody caught up, if you haven't been already, last year, 2020, early on when the pandemic hit, there was a stimulus check that was sent out to those who were eligible. Towards the end of last year, in December, Donald Trump was actually trying to get a $2,000 bill passed, but that got shot down, and so it ended up being only $600. So for everyone who knows, $600 does not go a long way, especially for those who are been out of a job since February of last year, and now here we are in the new year, 2021, and things haven't changed very much for many people in the United States. So without further ado, we're gonna talk about exactly when you're gonna expect the second stimulus check. So it looks like the second stimulus check has already been sent out, the $600 stimulus checks, because when you say second stimulus check and third stimulus checks, it gets kind of confusing. So I'm gonna use dollar amounts and tell you when they were released so you know exactly which ones I'm talking about. So the $600 stimulus check, which is the most recent one that was released, that was approved in December, and I believe it started getting kicked out because the IRS was only given 17 days to shift it in high gear, to ship it out to everybody as fast as possible. Here's the problem with that. A lot of people did get it, and if you did not receive it, I'm gonna show you some reasons why you did not. So if you filed with a third party, let's say Jackson Hewitt, TurboTax, or even H&R Block or anything else in that nature, what's happening is a lot of those companies used what they called temporary bank accounts, right? Temporary accounts. And so if that account was still on your file under your name, whatever you were used to get paid through, that's the account that the IRS would send that money to. And since it's a temp account, it's not directly connected to you as a citizen, those checks bounced. So your check is possibly staying in limbo land. So if you have not received your check yet, which is a $600 stimulus check that was recently passed, I'm gonna show you what you need to do. And for those of you guys who have not received the very first check from last year, early in 2020, I'm also gonna show you what you can do. Let's hop on my computer so I can show you exactly what you gotta do. All right, guys, here we are on my computer right now. On the IRS webpage, the irs.gov page, I have the exact link to this page I'm on right now in the link in the description, so don't worry about hunting for it. I have it for you, I got you covered, all right? So first things you wanna do is when you land on here to the IRS webpage, you wanna check it out and make sure you're on the page that says Economic Impact Payments, okay? What I want you to go down here, it says, for those of you guys who did not receive the second stimulus check, which was the $600 check that was recently passed, I want you to go ahead and see that it says you may be eligible for a second economic payment. In most cases, will be automatically sent to you. And that was the case for the IRS. For those of you guys who probably use that third-party services, like I told you, it probably got stuck in limbo somewhere, right? But you wanna be sure. So the first thing you wanna do is make sure you go down here to say get payments. This is gonna allow you to see exactly what payment form that you used from your last time that you received the check or last time you filed for your taxes. And that's exactly the same payment method that they're gonna use as well, okay? Now we're gonna hit get my payment. You're gonna come on this page here. It's gonna give you some more basic information. What you wanna do is click get my payment. It's gonna send you to this page right here, which says this US government system is for authorized use only. And so once you click okay, it's gonna ask you a series of questions like your name, your date of birth, your social security number, your tax number, tax ID number, and a few other pieces of information like your address and whatnot. And once you put that information in, it's gonna match your identity, and then it's gonna give you a status update if there is one. If there is not a status update for you, then this is what you're gonna need to do next, okay? What I want you to do is we're gonna go all the way back here to the first page right over here, and you're gonna scroll down and you wanna click Claim Recovery Rebate. So now let me explain this a little bit, okay? The recovery rebate are for those who did not receive the $600 check that was recently passed, or did not receive the full amount or nothing at all from the very first pandemic check that was sent out to everyone early last year, 2020. That has been one of the biggest pain points that people have been suffering with so far today. So let's go ahead and show you how you can reclaim it through this program called the Claim Recovery Rebate Credit. So you're gonna go ahead and go down here and you're gonna click Recovery Rebate Credit, and it's gonna take you to this page. It's gonna give you all the information that you need to know as far as for those who were eligible but did not receive anything. Though if you were eligible but received only partial payments, a lot of people didn't receive like their dependent checks, right? The $500 or $600 extra dollars that they were supposed to get. So this is where you get to claim it. At this point, the IRS is not accepting any phone calls whatsoever, right? So with the recovery rebate credit, what's gonna happen is if you owe the IRS, they're just gonna use your stimulus check to pay the amount first, and anything that's left over will then come to you. Or if you are getting a refund, it would just be added on top of your refund additionally, so that way you can get paid out that way. Honestly, it's the easiest way at this point. It does suck because there's a lot of people who have been waiting for a long time for this check, and it's not their fault that that their money's hanging in limbo land, because they got their taxes filed by major companies. That has been a regular routine thing, and now it's stuck in limbo. So whose fault is it, right? Now, for those of you guys who didn't believe me, I'm gonna scroll down in here. This is where the IRS literally says, please do not call the IRS about new payment. Our phone assisters do not have additional information beyond what's available here on the irs.gov and get my payment application. So essentially what I said before is that going on to get my payment and checking on your status is gonna be the easiest way for you to get the most updated information. This website is only updated once a day, and it happens overnight, so don't worry about checking it multiple times a day. Save yourself some time and some stress. Just check it. If it has been updated, then it has been shown. But at this point, if you don't see anything or an error pops up, just make sure that you file it under the recovery rebate credit like I showed you here earlier. That's gonna be the best way for you to recover that. So now with that being said, with IRS not accepting any other phone calls, I got a question for you guys. Do you guys think that it's fair that the IRS is not taking any phone calls at this time, and that they are like telling people now to go ahead and put in a rebate for your filing of taxes? I don't know what to think about that really. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I personally think that it's kind of messed up. There's a lot of people who are in need of that money, and it's been a long road since last year during the pandemic that people's been struggling, losing their jobs and trying to find new jobs, and many people have been unable to find new jobs at this point. And so having your money held up that you need on a daily basis, given that unemployment has not even yet fully hit the restart button for many people to get unemployment checks, I mean, it's just really a big mess. Now we got to wait to go through the whole refunding process, through the taxing, and you know how long that can take, a few weeks to a few months even sometimes, before you can receive your refunds back. And that's hoping that you don't already owe in taxes. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts down below. I really am interested. So now switching on to the new topic of what President-elect Joe Biden is talking about, his $1.9 trillion coronavirus pandemic, relief plan. This right here has been announced online. It says that he says there's no time to waste. Biden says that on Thursday he unveiled this package, and which would give most Americans $1,400. Now this $1,400 was what President Trump was trying to push for back in December. That got shot down. So now he's trying to complete that. And when I say he, I'm talking about Joe Biden, who's trying to complete that $2,000 promise to the American people by offering an additional $1,400 to complete that, to make it a $2,000 check. And so that is what he plans to work on almost immediately after becoming president, or signing in as officially president of the United States. And once that happens, he says he's gonna get right to work, he and his team. And it looks like that this bill will be passed, because it looks like it's gone through the reins. I believe the House already had voted on it. Don't quote me. And I believe the Senate now still has to vote. And once that happens, we will now see a light at the end of the tunnel for this actual stimulus check, or the remainder of it, to come through. Now, when is that happening? It looks like this is going to be happening around, based on the articles that I've seen, between mid-February to about beginning April. That's the window that I've seen the widest that it's gotten as far as when people should be receiving this. Now, will it be true? I don't know. Many of the stimulus check talks are literally up in the air. There hasn't been a video yet to really tell you exactly when it's gonna happen, but with speculation based on information that we're receiving online, this is what it looks like the window will be. I could tell you an earlier date, but then that could be a lie, right? It could take a little bit longer. The Senate is also dealing with the second impeachment trial of our current president, Mr. DT. And so with that being said, they have a lot on their plates right now. So we don't know exactly when, but the window shows that many of them have talked about the release date of mid-February to beginning of April. So let's hope for the best and that this gets approved and pushed out as fast as possible to everyone else out there. Now, if you see here, you'll see that Joe Biden has also said that we will finish the job of getting the total of $2,000 in cash relief to the people who need it most. Biden says the $600 already appropriated is simply not enough, and he is completely right. $600 is just not enough. That's like groceries and maybe some basic needs around the house that people are using it, or gas in the car, especially if you're an essential worker. So it's just not enough, and you have to just choose between paying rent and putting food on the table, which I think nobody should have to go through. So with that being said, there you have it. When it comes to the checks, he's really fighting to get that full $2,000 check that's going to be coming out. Now, there are talks about a third check coming out, or a third check up in the air right now, and that's also, they're talking about $2,000 additional, and I don't have any solid sources that say a confirmed date, but we're hoping that if they do pass that bill, and hopefully that it goes through go through Congress, that we'll also have an answer for that. We just don't know at this point. So, but just keeping our fingers crossed that the third stimulus check will be on its way soon, especially for those who definitely need it. In the new $1.9 trillion plan that Joe Biden has proposed, he has included federally backed student loans to be canceled. He has also included $15 an hour minimum wage increases, and also the unemployment benefits to be restarted again at $300 a week. Some parts of the country has already restarted that, but many have not. And there's been a lot of hangups. Now we're going to talk about that because 1.4 million new jobless claims have been inputted within the first 2 weeks of January of this year, 2021, which is pretty insane. So if you guys want to hear more information about that, my next video will be talking about that. So please, at this time, go ahead and smash that like button, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share this video with somebody who needs to know. We're going to be bringing you the updates because we know it's going to be a big week. Inaugurations coming through, bills need to be passed, and people are going to be put all types of energies in order to get this out to you guys as soon as possible. So I want to make sure you guys hear here first. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.